Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
The early 1900s. The stage. Influential political movements of American blacks unto this day. The philosophies, however, were in constant conflict of interest, either naturally or by design.
It also says that it's an interesting phenomenon about the Boule. It says, the Boule started in 1904. The NAACP and the Urban League started only years later. The other black male fraternities and black female sororities actually were founded with the sanction of the beast to counteract the grassroots movement of Marcus Garvey. That's right.
Yeah, all right. What up, B1s? Certified Black Society, Foundational Black Americans. I salute y'all one by one. Hope everything's good, keeping the energy real, keeping the energy fresh, and riding that certified vibe. Yes, indeed. But yo, before we go any further, bang them notifications, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I don't know how you found this video, but if you're day one, I appreciate you. If you're a new rider, I appreciate you. And if you want to get down with the Certified Black Society, all you got to do is smash that like button and hit them subscriptions, and we on one. Facts. Today, we're going to talk about the Sam-Boule. We're going to talk about Kamala Harris, Sam-Boule, Barack Obama, Sam-Boule, checkmate, go down the list, all these fake Sam-Boule people that they put in front of us. We're going to talk about all their asses. We're going to talk about how they speak to black folks. You can see how fake they are. Joy Reid. We're going to talk about all their tactics. At the end of this video, we're going to line them all up, expose them all, because that's one thing we do for sure right here. We don't sit here and hand out no get away with racism passes. We don't give out no disrespect B1 passes. If they disrespect, we go check. And we're going to play that card over and over and over again. You feel me? Because there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of energy out there in the world. And we're going to put our energy down to let motherfuckers know we right here through thick and thin. And we don't just say it. We act like it. We live it. We own it. We speak it, believe it, and receive it. That's what we about. The whole Democratic Party, we're going to get their ass. They're a bunch of Sam-Boule motherfuckers. The whole Republican Party, a bunch of Sam-Boule motherfuckers. And pretty much 99.9% of any of these black faces and high places, Sam-Boule. And I'm going to talk about how to spot these motherfuckers. They like vampires and shit. As soon as you see them, you know who they are. But they live amongst us and they try to hide in there. We're going to talk about how they try to change and recode their words and new labels and how they try to evolve with society. The whole Sam-Boule from the beginning to today. This shit is all by design by the dominant society. The dominant society will go around and pick certain black folks, certain black individuals, or create black groups so they can dominate and reign supreme over the black community. The NAACP. All Black Lives Matter is a nowadays Sam-Boule organization. And they're doing the same thing that they did in the past. There's a whole new generation of them. Angela Rye, Bakari Sellers, Tamika Mallory. They all represent the Jesse Jacksons and the Al Sharptons. They're the new version of the Sam-Boule. It's what Neely Fuller calls showcase blacks. And we here to regulate that. Man, we got everything for you today. We got it all laid out. We're going to put this shit down. We're going to educate the people who don't know. And we're going to build with the people who already do know. But we're going to do that shit B1 certified black style. Something they can't see, they can't touch, they can't fuck with. Now, we know when you cut the goddamn cameras, when you get off the motherfucking net, when you walk down this goddamn street, an FBA Foundational Black American is the most dominant culture, the most clear culture, the most represented culture, and amongst all of us, we ride for each other. So all that bullshit of we some phantom, faceless motherfucking people, we all know that is a lie. So we're going to keep representing ours and putting it to the fullest. Because if you don't, then you get people like Barack Obama. Then you get people like Kamala Harris. What do? They like to come around and they like to exploit what is blackness. Because if they can keep us as an undefined culture, then you're going to start getting undefined politicians. You're going to start getting undefined leaders. You're going to start getting these undefined groups, and you're going to start getting all these undefined agents. And they're going to run around the community and cause confusion. Because remember this, one of the main causes of supremacy is to interfere in black affairs. It doesn't even matter. You could be at home with your family watching Sanford and Son, and the dominant society wants to interrupt that. You could be pushing your kid on the motherfucking swing. You could be at a goddamn barbecue. You could be doing whatever you want. If it's one of our functions, they want to interfere. Because of too many of us getting one place at the same time, that is a threat to the dominant society, and that is a direct threat to supremacy. Always has been. So once again, salute to all my foundational Black American B1 certified blacks. Not certified POCs and person of colors, not certified minorities or the certified disenfranchised or the disparities or the Democrats, none of that. Certified Black society, us, the people who hold it down, the people who have always held it down. And I represent everybody right now today, and I represent every single one of our ancestors, because the Black American slave is the person who is the most stolen from. They were stolen from when they were alive, and they're being stolen from in death. Let me repeat that. Who the fuck in the world has contributed the most to this country? Foundational Black Americans. Who started the contributions to this country? The certified Black American slaves. And who made the greatest accomplishments under the face of oppression, suppression, and brutalization? Our ancestors. Not their ancestors, not they ancestors, and not them ancestors. Our ancestors. We carry along them people in our souls. We carry along them people in every single breath we take. They're the ones that Black folks pray to. People of color ain't trying to pray to the Black American slave ancestors. I'll tell you what they're trying to do. They're trying to steal the legacy of Black American slaves for their benefit, but they don't respect the descendants of Black American slaves. Yes, that's what we call where I'm from, hustling, con artists, bamboozle shit. So ain't no motherfucking way we gonna sit back and allow our ancestors, the ones that are responsible for us being here right now today, the ones who got their blood flowing through our veins today. We're not going to allow anybody to come along and take what happened to them, which still goes on with us, and give it to somebody who doesn't even respect Black people. Ain't that a motherfucker? The Black foundational American who created this country, built this country, and whose legacy still lives on with us gets disrespected to the point where their descendants don't get a goddamn dime off of their pain, but people who are anti-Black get a fortune off of their pain. Well, that shit stops today, and us race regulators, we the only motherfuckers who gonna do it. We the only motherfuckers who got it in us, and we the only motherfuckers who gonna put it down the right way, our own way. Feel me now? And I want you to hold that high. I want you to hold that proudly, and I want you to represent that shit to the fullest. Do not let nobody come around here and disrespect our ancestors. Do not do that. Black people got to take that shit serious to the core. If that's some shit that you don't take serious as a Black person, turn your motherfucking Black card in, or we will confiscate that motherfucker. Period. Think about every single thing that the foundational Black American has been through from day one. You can go back to 1526 and you can fast forward that motherfucker to 5 minutes ago and look at all the things that we've been through. I'm talking about everything, the good and the bad. And you mean to tell me right here today, you have people who are anti-Black, don't like standing next to Black folks, don't like talking to Black folks, disrespect Black folks, but they're real quick to try to eat off the plate of Black slaves. Oh no, nah, we ain't going for that. Nah, fuck that. Nah, that ain't popping. That ain't no way, motherfucking shape or form going down right here, right now. Motherfuckers in the past may allowed you to eat off our plate and take food off our table and go give it to your offspring. Well, that ain't happening right now. Nah, and I ain't gonna allow it. Y'all ain't gonna allow it. B1s won't allow it, because remember, we on the motherfucking front line, B1s, and we the ones rejecting and smacking down all the bullshit they throw. You understand? We intercept the bullshit that they try to put off on Black society, because we represent certified Black society. And that's all they're trying to do. That's the world we live in right now today. All they want to do is take the legacy of slavery, get it off our plate, and give it to their children. Where the Black ancestors were fighting for us, other people now are taking what they fought for and giving it to their communities. The Black slave who was picking that cotton was not doing it for people of color. Let's say that motherfucking clearly, all right? The Black slave who was out there in the hottest motherfucking temperatures with the worst clothes, getting sold, getting bought, getting destroyed, getting split from their family, they were not doing that for minorities. When they were singing "We Shall Overcome," they wasn't talking about people of color shall overcome. When they said keep your eyes on the prize, they weren't talking about minorities keeping their eyes on the prize. They were talking about foundational Black Americans, the people that were left with nothing, the people that were abused, the people who are a miracle, who shouldn't even be here. We done got to this motherfucker against all odds. The very fact that we could sit here and throw them B1s in the sky. The very fact that we could say we foundationals, and the very fact that we can represent certified black society, that means everything. That is a direct salute to the legacy of the black American slave, that it's our job to not allow the black American slave legacy to be used as a catalyst for other groups, or to be used as a catalyst to uplift other groups above us. So what I'm trying to say is that the descendants of black American slavery, it's our job to hold down the legacy of black American slaves. And where does that start? That starts right motherfucking here. Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, the Democratic Party, Democrats, and everybody above who has a direct agenda to take what is ours and to take what our people have fought for and give it away. So we're going to regulate, we're going to run off blocks, and we're going to throw out the motherfucking club anybody with an anti-black agenda, anybody pushing an anti-black narrative. So we're going to get to it, we're going to get right to it, and we're going to hold this motherfucker down. Bang on that. So that brings me to this. Y'all heard the way Kamala Harris was just talking to Charlemagne. And mind you, Charlemagne, he old fence straddling motherfucker any goddamn way. But nonetheless, you see the way that she was bucking on him. Listen, hold on. Ain't that very much the same way Barack Obama was talking back in the day? Y'all remember that shit? When Barack Obama said, quit complaining. There ain't no more racism. Stop complaining. Get up. Go march. Go vote. Remember that shit? That real finger wagging. Y'all remember Joy Reid? Every weekend, Joy Reid's on TV wagging her motherfucking finger, sitting there saying, you need to do this. And I am appalled that you didn't do this. You notice this thing with these black Democrats, or what I'm going to call them all, is these black slave owners, because they got the same energy that black slave owners had. The same motherfucking energy. The first thing they all do, Roland Martin does it, they start wagging their finger. They start pointing their finger at you like they talking to a fucking kid, or they talking to a fucking house pet. That's how they talk to black people. And then they turn around and tell you how black they are. Black people, we don't wag our motherfucking fingers at each other, okay? All right? Black folks, certified blacks, we are all on one fucking page. We are brothers and sisters. Now look at that shit. Look at the difference between the two groups. You got one group that calls each other God and Goddess, kings and queens, brothers and sisters. And then you got another group that wags their goddamn finger at you. And then they wagging their finger at you because you don't want to stay on the plantation like they ass do. That's the shit, ain't it? Here's the kicker though. These motherfuckers think they as black as we are. They think they holding it down. They think they got rep in the street. They think the average black person out here identifies and roll with them. These are these barcode blacks. They got a big ass barcode on the back of their neck and it says property of supremacy. Made by supremacy. Created, crafted by supremacy. These are what we always call the counterfeit Negroes. And that's what Kamala Harris is, that's what Joy Reid is, Obama. And the way they talk to black people is completely the opposite of how real, genuine, certified, pure, honest black people talk to each other. I was just at the store earlier today, and I seen a sister that couldn't pick something up, and I picked it up for her. I said, here, I got you, sister. She said, thank you, baby. I said, much appreciated. And I walked away. I seen a brother outside. He wanted to talk about sports. I talked sports with him for a few minutes. He said, all right, brother, shook my hand like a man, looked me in my eye like a real brother. And I said, all right, man, you stay safe out there. He said, you do the same. Then I walked my direction. He walked his direction. I didn't know neither one of these people, but we family though. We family. Joy Reid, she'd have walked up to you and started wagging the goddamn finger at you. Or put her nose in the air like she too high and motherfucking mighty. Kamala Harris, she'd have did the same motherfucking thing. Well, she ain't black anyway, but we gonna get to that later. Barack Obama ain't black either, and we gonna get to that later. But what they are people running around here masquerading and perpetrating the fraud. And they trying to do that shit off our legacy. What we was talking about. They running around here trying to put our name on shit. But I'm gonna tell you like this, you put my motherfucking name on it, and you put my people's name on it, you better come correct. You understand? And you better pay some motherfucking homage. But what you will not do with black people is wag your motherfucking finger. They do this to young black kids. You see them uppity black folks who run around here and talk down to the young folks. Pick up your damn pants. What are you doing? Turn that damn music off. It ain't really supremacy. It's all decisions. Y'all see that shit all the motherfucking time. And that's what the Democrats represent and what the Republicans represent. And in the middle of both of them, you're dealing with these smuts, low budgets, sellouts, bootleggers, bootlickers. That's what they are. And you see how they run around all day long. Kamala Harris, she don't talk like that to no other group. Barack Obama, he don't talk like that to no other group. Roland Martin don't talk like that to no other group. Roland Martin was sitting there talking to Richard Spencer, a damn supremacist, a known supremacist, who's basically telling Roland Martin, fuck you. And Roland Martin sitting there being nice to him. Saying, okay. But if somebody on Twitter says something about Roland Martin, he starts bucking back on him. As a matter of fact, I've only seen Roland Martin curse at somebody when it's a black person. I ain't never seen him. And this is what I'm talking about. You know what it is when the only time you ever hear these people even curse is at another black person.
Mention of Joe Biden, Madam Vice President.
Come on, Charlamagne. It's Joe Biden.
I can't tell sometimes.
No. It's Joe Biden. It's Joe Biden. And don't start talking like a Republican about asking whether or not he's president. It's Joe Biden.
Do you think Joe Manchin is a problem?
It's Joe Biden. And I'm vice president. And my name is Kamala Harris.
We know that too many young men in our community continue to make bad choices. And I have to say, growing up, I made quite a few myself. Sometimes I wrote off my own failings as just another example of the world trying to keep a black man down. I had a tendency sometimes to make excuses for me not doing the right thing. But one of the things that all of you have learned over the last 4 years is there's no longer any room for excuses. I understand there's a common fraternity creed here at Morehouse. Excuses are tools of the incompetent, used to build bridges to nowhere and monuments of nothingness. Well, we've got no time for excuses. Nobody cares how tough your upbringing was. Nobody cares if you suffered some discrimination. And moreover, you have to remember that whatever you've gone through, it pales in comparison to the hardships previous generations endured, and they overcame them. And if they overcame them, you can overcome them too.
You never hear them talk like this to no other group. You never hear them talk like this to no other community. Hell no. Name me one time in your life have you ever heard Kamala Harris raise her voice to a non-black person. Name me one time Barack Obama has raised his voice to a non-black person. And they was talking all types of shit about him. They was disrespecting this man to his face. Barack Obama got called the N-word in 52 different languages. Every 2 seconds, this motherfucker was getting called the N-word, and he still didn't say shit. He'd get around them and be sweet as hell, Mr. Nice Guy, and then come around us and want to get balls and start raising his voice. No excuses. No more racism. Sit down. Quit complaining. Come march with me. That motherfucker had no smoke for the community that was on his neck. Them W's was coming after his ass every day, soon as he got elected. Before he got elected. And his ass would still sit down with them, shake hands, and go make them some motherfucking eggnog. Get around black folks and start finger wagging. Because like we said, that's their main little motherfucking gesture, the finger wag. They finger wag at black folks like a motherfucker finger wags at they dog. Because that's how they feel about black people, and that's how they feel about themselves. Remember, the Sam-Boule, the gatekeepers, the smuts, they feel about black folks even worse than how the dominant society feels about black folks. Because they gotta look into the motherfucking mirror and see something they hate. The dominant society may not like you, trust you, and they may hate you. But every time they look into the mirror, they see a W. They like what the fuck they see. But these Sam-Boule motherfuckers, they hate what they see in the mirror. Every time they look into the mirror, they're furious. Oh yeah, absolutely furious. The mirror pisses them off. Nothing pisses off a coon more than the mirror, because they hate the reflection they see when they look into it. They wish that they could look into the mirror and have a Karen looking back at them. Have a Ken looking back at them. Because they're the I want to be a Karen, I want to be a Ken motherfuckers. And every time they look and they don't see Karen or Ken, they get mad. And as mad as they get for not having their dreams come true, they go and try to take that out on other black people. They can't be a Karen, well, let me go after other black folks. They can't be a Ken, well, let me go after other black folks. That's the mentality that resonates inside of each and every one of these Sam-Boule motherfuckers. And that's who we checking right here, right now. You want to know what a Boule sound like? You want to know what a gatekeeper sound like? You want to know what somebody who will have smoke with the black community but wouldn't say shit to the dominant society sound like? Listen to these motherfuckers.
You're not honoring the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. and the civil rights movement. You're not protesting anything running out with brown liquor in your hands, breaking windows in this city. T.I. and Killer Mike own half the West Side. So when you burn down this city, you're burning down our community. If you want change in America, go and register to vote. Show up at the polls on June 9th. Do it in November. That is the change we need in this country. You are disgracing our city. You are disgracing the life of George Floyd and every other person who has been killed in this country.
And people like Nicki Minaj, I have to say this.
You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. You have 22 million followers on Twitter. My God, sister, you could do better than that. You got that platform. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that you got that. Oh my God. As a fan, as a hip hop fan, as somebody who was your fan, I'm so sad that you did that. So sad that you did that, sister. Oh my God.
Another black man, another statistic. It hurts, but it's worth repeating, people, not just for Plexico Burris, but for all professional black athletes today, especially the ones who continuously display an affinity for lawlessness and trifling behavior.
Listen, everybody listen to me right now. If you follow anybody on social media who is telling you not to vote, drop their ass right now. Just straight unfollow, because it's dumb. So you can't sit here and be one of these new Negroes, these fake conscious Negroes. See, I told y'all I'm gonna that little punk ass Jalen J. Johnson, the one who really was trying to comment. Let me make your ass famous too right now, because I need to put you up. This little punk, Jalen Johnson.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Boom, that's what I'm talking about right there. Listen to them. Y'all just heard it? Listen to how rough and tough these motherfuckers get. First off, they ain't tough. They ain't running shit. They ain't scaring no goddamn body. But look how quick they are to get angry with black people. That's what I'm talking about. They hate blackness because they hate their goddamn self. This is the Sam-Boule. Have you ever heard any of these motherfuckers ever raise their voice with the dominant society? Never. They'll only talk like that to other black people. The mayor of Atlanta, she was sitting there yelling at everybody. And when she was talking about the protesters, she didn't talk about all the W protesters. See, you could sit there and you could watch the TV and you see W protesters all day. She talked around them and was only talking about the black people. And what was she doing again? She was doing what they all do, yelling at black folks, screaming at them. I think her name is Keisha Bottoms Lance or some shit, whatever the fuck. She was doing that same thing, wagging her motherfucking finger, trying to yell at black folks and tell them what to do. Now, here's the thing. She thinks she was yelling at black folks because she's got power. But in reality, she was yelling at black folks because them black folks in the street got all the power and she can't stand that, just like the rest of them. So fuck her too. And if Killer Mike don't like that, because I know he talking about right here in Atlanta, the Wakanda, if Killer Mike don't like it, fuck him too. Because he about right next door to some Boule shit. So, hey, my fuck you list got a lot of names and it's got a lot of slots available. So if you want to go ahead and sign up for it, put your name on the dotted line. We'll get right with you. Black Alpha. Roland Martin talking about, yo, punk ass. He ain't never said that. I seen him sitting down with a damn W supremacist and he ain't cursed one goddamn time. Obama talking about some, don't make no excuses. But I got pictures of him getting punked by a W lady, a Karen, on the airport. She wagging her finger at him. It's funny, he'll wag his finger at us and use all these big ass words. But when he was getting the finger wagged in his face, he ain't say shit. When the Fox News anchor got in his face, he ain't say shit. When the dude called him a liar, he ain't say shit. When the dominant society came after Obama, he talks all this Martin Luther King shit. They go low, we go high. All that, right? But when he talks to us, he was getting buck and running his mouth. Same thing with Joy Reid. Joy Reid walking around here all day talking about Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King, but when it comes to another black person, she's wagging the finger. These motherfuckers do this all the time. I seen that Clyburn or whatever the fuck his name is, that old dude. I seen his ass getting loud with another black person. Joy Reid getting loud with another black person. Kamala Harris getting loud with a black person, because I can't say another black person because she ain't black. Neither is Barack Obama. These motherfuckers only get bucked with black people. So that proves to you that they hate black people because they are really Sam-Boule, coon ass, smut motherfuckers. I said that, quote that all the way around, bring it back, Black Alpha Network, BAN. We ain't got no love for them on this side. No love. I represent black people. I hold black people down. And all they do is project their own self-hate towards other black people, which makes them lower than low. But it goes back. Motherfuckers didn't just wake up one day and become a Sam-Boule. They didn't just wake up one day and become the Coon Boule. No, this shit has a long gated history. And pretty much every problem that we see today all goes back to slavery. It's the house Negro, the field Negro. Everything goes back there. So if you start there and then you work your way forward, you'll start seeing little motherfucking developments. And how basically, in a nutshell, a bunch of slaves who thought that they were better than the field slaves, they started getting together and forming little fucking groups. They started getting together, forming little cliques. They got together and formed a little function, a little society. We's the good slaves. It's the I'm a good slave mentality. The I'm a good slave mentality existed when black folks was picking cotton, and the I'm a good slave existed while black folks was trying to catch the bus. It never went away. All that shit did was grow, grow, grow. Mutate, change, hide, relabel itself, recodify itself, but the shit still exists. And we live with it every single day. So whenever you see these gatekeepers and these coon boule motherfuckers, understand that was just a black person who was able to come in the house, sleep in the basement or the attic. That's the black person that got a chance to go serve the drinks and thought he was better than everybody. That's it. Well, I got to serve the drinks. Well, I did too. Well, shit, let's get together and make us a little group. We'll be the motherfucking slave drink servers. We'll be the attic sleepers. We'll call ourselves the basement sleepers. We's not like thems. We's different. Massa said I was different. I got the bees. That's the shit. The quest to escape oppression created a whole different psychotic motherfucking black person. A whole completely different one. Black folks who try to escape oppression, who try to lie to themselves, hope, wish, every goddamn thing. That created a black person that is unfathomable, a motherfucker that you cannot be around. It created the biggest treasonous, the biggest sellouts, the most delusional goddamn people in the world. When you see a motherfucker running around here, black is midnight, black is 3 shades is midnight, and they run around here with blonde hair and blue eyes, that's a motherfucker who got on their track shoes and they trying to escape supremacy. When you see the black person running around here talking about it's not racism, it's classism, that's the motherfucker who got on their track shoes trying to escape supremacy. When you see the black person out here talking about vote blue no matter who, that's the motherfucker who got on their track shoes and they trying to escape supremacy. When you got black folks running around here saying, I'm not really black. I'm 5/10 this, I'm half this, I'm a little quarter of that, a little tablespoon of this, and sprinkle in some Dutch and some French. I'm not really black. That's a motherfucker who got on their track shoes and they're trying to escape supremacy. But guess what? These motherfuckers think they running in a straight line, but they really running in a motherfucking circle because they ain't never went nowhere. Been running for 400 years and they took a step forward. Ain't that a motherfucker? Because you cannot run from something that exists within you. These motherfuckers been trying to run away from supremacy, but they can't ever escape supremacy because it exists inside of them. You can never run from something that's within you. They carry around a slave mentality in their brain everywhere they go, every single day they wake up. And you know you can't run away from your own mind. So they asses can go across the street, across another street, and back. But they bring the slave mentality with them everywhere they go. Where I'm from, we just call that a fool. That's a dumb motherfucker right there. I mean, they trying to run from some shit that's in their mind 24/7, 365. Black folks have been trying to rename themselves and reclassify themselves for hundreds of years, and that shit ain't never worked. But they still doing it. Still doing it. I done seen black folks get plane tickets and try to go to another location, run into supremacy. Try to go across the ocean, run into supremacy. Another town, state, county, ward, block, avenue, boulevard, speak a different language, date a different race, and still run into supremacy. Ah, shit. Hey, if you a real one, you'll never be able to wrap your mind around a fake one. Only thing you can do is mark their ass and push them out the fucking way. That's the only thing they worth. Only motherfucking thing they worth. Straight up. I remember when I met Dr. Umar Johnson. He said he met a black person one day who said he wasn't even from Earth. He said he met a brother who said he wasn't even from the planet. He said he was from another motherfucking star in the galaxy. That's how far that motherfucker was trying to get away from supremacy. That motherfucker was trying to get away from supremacy so bad, he got on a rocket ship. You know when a motherfucker is getting on a rocket ship to run from supremacy, it's a sad motherfucking day. It's a sad motherfucking case. And unfortunately, that happens with too many motherfucking people. Now, I can't say it happens to all people, because they not my people. They not your people. Fuck nah. You know, I'm very, very cautious about using the word we. I'm very motherfucking cautious about saying R. R is B1, FBA, certified. Sambos, Sam-Boules, coon boules, gatekeepers, smuts, chumps, nah, they over there. We draw lines in the motherfucking sand right here on the Black Alpha Network. And it's gotta be that way. Cause remember, if you don't put that line in the sand, then you just made everything possible. You allow anybody to come in and you allow all things to go. And all things can't go. You gotta be strict, to the point, direct, and you gotta gatekeep your own community. And that keeps the gatekeepers of supremacy the fuck out. Right where they need to be, on the curb, where we put them. Yes, indeed. But if you know your history, like all my B1s do, then you know this shit go all the way the fuck back to slavery. It's the basement sleepers and the attic sleepers and the goddamn party dinner servers. The motherfuckers we were just talking about. It's the house Negro, and these house Negroes start to formulate little groups. And then these groups stuck around and they were selling motherfuckers out. And then they started caping for supremacy. And then it just went and it grew and it grew and it grew. That shit was like a flower. You planted the motherfucking seeds of cooning. Then the cooning got watered, nurtured, got some sunlight. And that shit grew into all these motherfuckers. Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, Roland, all these motherfuckers. This is what happens when you allow shit to fester. Because they was too busy trying to fight supremacy and fight the gatekeepers. And once you get in that situation where you're trying to fight both, it'll tire you out unless you build for it. You know what I'm saying? So now we got a heap load of these motherfuckers, but it all go back in the day. And then when you start seeing the shit really documented, you start seeing things like W. Du Bois, and you start seeing things like the Talented 10. This is where it starts. Talented 10. Talented 10. Go check that out. If you know your shit, go peep that. This is where things started to develop from. It may go 10 turn to 20, 30, 40, 50. Next thing you know, you got 1 million of these motherfuckers running around. But it all go back to slavery. What I call a black snob. It's a snobby motherfucker. Like they ain't goddamn Buckingham Palace running around here with their nose in the air. You know, because they mimic W society. That's what they do. They got this like real elite, stingy, arrogant attitude. And they look down on black folks because what they do, they were serving those drinks at the slave master parties. And they was watching the way all these uppity W's used to act. And then they said, well, I wants to be like the W because they all want to be the W anyway. It stems from self-hate and massa love. So since they have a big, strong motherfucking case of massa love, they started trying to mimic massa. And then they started to mimic these gentry motherfuckers. If you ever look at any of these gatekeepers, they basically act like the gentry going all the way back to England. If you know your game and you know your science, they act like motherfuckers from the gentry in England because that's who the W's here in America were trying to mimic and emulate. The W's here in America, they came to this country trying to mimic the gentry back in England. And then they used the black slaves so they can pour all their bullshit on. They could be a dump truck. They say, well, the motherfuckers in the gentry look down on us W's, so us W's are gonna look down on these black folks. It gave them what I call supremacist satisfaction, where a W does things just to satisfy themselves. And black people a lot of times think that they're doing this shit out of love. No, they're not. They're doing it for their goddamn self. That's it. And so in their quest to get supremacist satisfaction, they would walk around these W's and act like they're fucking the gentry, act like they're royalty. They would act like they're the kings and the queens and the princes and the princesses. And they would serve high drinks. And these motherfuckers couldn't even speak English. They was illiterate. They had no teeth. These was the lowest motherfuckers on the planet. But as long as they had black people to act like this, they were good. And then what happened? Them coons were sitting over there in the corner and they was watching. And they said, well, we can do that too. How about we start acting like that? And then we'll come down on the black people the same way massa comes down on us because we's not like thems. And then this shit started to roll. So basically how I said you had the I want to be a Karen and I want to be a Ken today. You had the I want to be a massa back then. And now you got the Coon-Boule. Now you got the Sam-Boule. Because every black person is confronted with one thing. Do you want to destroy W supremacy or do you want to join W supremacy? And every motherfucker got that choice and every motherfucker got that option. And it's clear to say, only a few of us choose to destroy it. The rest of us choose to join it. And the sad, crazy, pathetic part is that they're trying to join a group that they can never have access to. You would think if somebody's willing to sell out their own race, that they'll do it for means of full access. These motherfuckers ain't even getting full access. They willing to sell out their mama, their daddy, their ancestors' legacy. They willing to sell out their genetics, their ethnicity, their heritage for nothing. Think about this shit. These boule motherfuckers, they run around all day long with their nose in the air, right? Acting like they so high and mighty and prim and proper and act like they're ready for spaghetti and just the smartest motherfuckers in the room. But they still look down to poor W's. Ain't that something? They only pull that shit on us. They only get loud with us. They only strike a high tone with us. They only try to act like they're so significant when it comes to us. That I went to college. I have a degree. I went to an Ivy League. I went to a fraternity and a sorority. They don't pull that shit on poor W's. You got poor W's who live in a motherfucking trailer park, punking black folks who make 6 figures. Them black folks that you be seeing that be doctors and lawyers, they don't pull that shit on them trailer park W's. You got a W right now to work at Walmart, and he still be flexing his nuts on them boule black folks. Straight up. That's why Obama was out here getting punked. I'll say it all the time. Y'all hear me say this shit. Obama was out here getting his ass punked by senators, and he was the president. Only with black folks. A doctor get punked by a motherfucker working at Walmart. A lawyer gets punked by a motherfucker who work at Lowe's. A politician get punked by a motherfucker who work at Home Depot. They don't pull that shit on poor W's, not at all. They only come around us. Us black folks who be really getting it off the muscle, who really get it out the mud, hard working class black folks, they don't respect us. They never have. They never have respected us. That's the disconnect between us and the Boule. These are these Ivy League motherfuckers. You can trace this shit back to when this shit first started. They never dealt with black people who were real working class folks. They didn't. They always thought they were better than. The same way that the house Negro thought he was better than the field Negro. It's the same exact shit. They don't respect black folks who are out here on the grind working. They don't respect black folks who got dirt in their motherfucking fingernails. They don't respect black folks who are out here walking through the cold to get to work. My motherfucking car broke down. I'm stressed out. I'm having a hard time. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. They don't respect that shit. And I don't respect them. I've never been no black person who ever gives a fuck about no Boule or no uppity ass Negro. Straight up and down. Fuck them. Fuck them sideways, upside down, round the corner and back. Fuck them. You know, I represent the average, everyday, hardcore, working class person. And if you are a black person who makes money, and if you relate to the hardcore working class person, then I salute you. But if not, and you one of these, I got 5 fucking college degrees and I got 12 cars in my motherfucking driveway, or it ain't racism, pick yourself up by the bootstraps, not all W's is bad. If you one of them, fuck you. You go on my fuck you list. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna stay there and we're gonna keep on smashing 24/7. That's what it is. I had a homeboy one time, and this shit get crazy. Check this story out. This is a personal Black Alpha Network story. Y'all gonna love this shit. I had a homeboy one time. Knew this dude for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Real cool. The problem is my background, both of my parents are from the inner city. Both of my parents are from the inner city. They worked hard for every motherfucking thing they got. What my man say? I works for mine. My grandmother worked for hers. My grandfather worked for his. I'm from a very humble family. Ain't nobody better than nobody. That's how I was raised. Everybody is capable of getting it, and anybody is capable of falling down. Be true to yourself and be true to those around you, and all is good. And if somebody is black and be one, you represent them to the fullest, and you be proud of your own. Now, my homeboy, he from this motherfucking Phil Huxtable uppity ass society. But here's the kicker. This motherfucker ain't got shit his goddamn self. This a regular Joe Schmo motherfucker. Matter of fact, he ain't even a Joe Schmo. This motherfucker has less than Joe Schmo. He's just a regular dude. But his family is one of these uppity motherfucking snob families and shit that talk about going to college and shit. And you could just hear sometimes how he talked. He would always say these little sucker, backhanded, passive little things about people. So if somebody was struggling, he said, oh, it's because they don't know how to count money. And if you talk about people in the hood having a hard time, well, I just think they don't know how to, handle their finances. It was always some old Republican shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, he claimed to be pro-black. And that's the thing, what I told y'all. These Boule motherfuckers claim to be pro-black. They act like they're black, but their version of blackness is counterfeit. Just like this dude's version was counterfeit and mine is certified. So though this was my man's and we was cool, and I treat everybody how they treat me, because he never pulled that shit on me, I would hear these things. And I know once in a while, when I hear things for so long, eventually that shit gonna come to a head and I'm gonna check your motherfucking ass. Period. Because I never, ever, ever tolerate people disrespecting black folks who are underprivileged. First off, all black people are underprivileged because we are oppressed and we are targets of supremacy. Okay, TOW, targets of W supremacy. Every black person. But then some of us, black people, who have it very bad and we struggle. It ain't because we dumb, it ain't because we slow, it ain't because we stupid. We are people out here grinding. And what I've come to find out is lower to middle class people, those are the motherfuckers who work the hardest. Those are the motherfuckers who grind the most. And we are in a country where we are targeted. They didn't just make this shit up. Black folks don't say, man, well, I want to starve tonight. I want to have the worst schools and the worst clothing. Yup, let me sign up for it. Fuck no. And any black person who thinks that is on my fuck you list. Just like I put this sucker on my fuck you list. So I would hear him say things about black people on food stamps, black people who work hard, and I'm not having that. He would say things like, yeah, I had to talk to my uncle, man, and tell my uncle how I ain't got no college degree yet. You know what I'm saying? Like he had to tell his uncle like it was hard news and his uncle was gonna yell at him. Mind you, this motherfucker like 40 years old and gotta talk to his uncle and tell his uncle why he don't have a college degree. I'm sitting there thinking, man, my uncle don't give a fuck about that shit. He's from the family, and I told his ass, you from the family where they'll get mad at you. I'm from the family where they'll support you. What I mean by that is this. In his family, if you told him, hey man, what are you doing for a living? Man, shit, I'm a janitor down there at the motherfucking Intertech building, man. I sweep floors and mop floors. His family would be like, oh, that's what you do? Really? That's what you do for a living? On some old sucker shit, right? My family, if I tell my uncle, hey man, I'm a janitor down here, man. I'm mopping floors for a living, man. It's hard work, but it pay good. My uncle gonna say, shit, can I get an application? Because we ain't worrying about working for ours. We down to work for ours. We down to grind for ours. And I got love for everybody. I don't give a fuck. I be going down to places and kicking it with some of my people in the lowest, grimiest fucking places, but there's a lot of love there. And that's where my motherfucking heart is. B1, wherever my people are, I'm there. And I'm not just there in the flesh. I'm there in the spirit. You understand? So I told basically, dude, fuck you. You know what I mean? Told him to kick motherfucking rocks because I ain't dealing with no counterfeit. I ain't dealing with no boule. That is the direct contradiction of everything that we're trying to do. How the fuck you gonna empower yourself when you dealing with a motherfucker that looks down on you? How the fuck are you gonna empower yourself when you got a black person who thinks he's better than you? How the fuck are you gonna empower yourself when you're dealing with a black person who's trying to mimic the fake W society but won't ever get balls with W's? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? So that motherfucker kick rocks, put him on the motherfucking kids herb, and that's where he stay. Point motherfucking blank. I don't do that. And I don't do that. I went to college. This motherfucker went to college, ain't even got no degrees. Talking about some goddamn, I took classes. I said, motherfucker, everybody in the whole world took classes. He think he was smart because he took classes. I told the motherfucker, I don't give a fuck if you took classes. My brain power is stronger than yours. Which means your ass could take 100 classes for 100 days, and I would step in that bitch on day 1 and wash you. Point fucking blank. So this is the thought process. These motherfuckers think they smarter, they think they're higher, they think they're mighty, just like that house Negro, the drink server, thought he was so much better. But what you come to find out is that black person who's working the field, who's out there in the hottest degrees and the worst temperatures and got the worst clothing and ain't sleeping in the attic or the basement, he's stronger, he's smarter, he's more of a perseverer, he's more of a survivor because he's got more spirit. What Huey P. Newton say? He say suffering is good for the soul. And when you suffer, sometimes that makes you better. And that's what we are, and that's what I represent. So these boule motherfuckers, Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, and that sucker I just mentioned, fuck them all, middle fingers to the sky. B1, baby. Now, moving along. There's plenty traits that you see in these motherfuckers. Plenty of them. Plenty. They try to marry within money, just like W's. I'm telling you, everything they do is just like a dominant W motherfucker. That's it. They try to do the same thing you see uppity W's do. They love W women. They love W men. They think that makes them a W. They try to talk like Karen and Ken. We already talked about that. You know what I'm saying? They think they can be them. You know, they all try to go get their college degrees, and they think going to college makes them better than everybody. And half the motherfuckers is dumb as a box of rocks. They despise working class people. They despise people who work for theirs. You know, they're like that W family that got like 20 cars in the parking lot, and the kids get upset because they don't get a new car for Christmas. This is the snobby punk motherfuckers there. Man, these motherfuckers soft. They soft. Yes, these are the softest motherfuckers on the planet. That's why they don't ever stand for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And they hate the fact. They literally hate the fact that motherfuckers is out here getting money without acting like W's. Motherfuckers is out here getting money without kissing the W's ass. They don't like this world we live in now. That's why they hate rappers. They hate rappers because rappers is out here making songs and making more money than these motherfuckers who do all that extra shit and kiss all that W ass. You got rappers who's coming off the block, cutting a record and making fucking millions of dollars while they asses out here trying to be snobby. They hate new money. And they hate black folks like us who hustle because they try to paint this narrative that black folks who are just regular black folks who are on the grind, they're lazy. But when they see our work ethic and they see that we smashing them and wrapping circles around them, they hate that shit. They hate that because only thing they can stand on is that fake ass I want to be a W attitude. But they know same place, same time, same room. They can't see us on no platform. No platform. Because we better than them. And I'm willing to say that shit loud and motherfucking proud. That's what they hate. They hate black folks who got that real good hustle, that hard work and dedication. Oh, it pisses them off. And that's good. And they'll play all these games like they real black folks and people call me a sellout. I'm not a sellout. Yeah, you are. Listen, they'll say shit like this.
I think poor African Americans believe that we are like white people and that we are uppity.
I can't tell you how many niggas I've been called because I just wanted something better.
Right.
That's it.
You think you better, you think you cute.
You talk funny, or you think that you're white, or you act white.
It was not a compliment for somebody to say you're bourgeois at all, because it just put you in a different class.
All the motherfuckers right there was just making excuses. Yes, y'all all sellouts. Yes, y'all all treasonous. Yes, y'all all coons, and you can never step foot in any place where certified black B1 society are. And that's the problem. Y'all don't represent nobody. They made a decision that they want to be in their little fraternities and their little sororities, but then at the same time, they want to represent all black people. How the fuck you gonna be in a group that's like exclusive, right? Like the Jack and Jill Club, and then at the same time say you represent all black people? How the fuck you gonna be in a sorority or a fraternity and say you represent all black people. By definition, those are exclusive groups that other people are not allowed in. This is what they did when they created these motherfuckers. They said, we gonna all stick together. My son's gonna marry your daughter and we gonna all keep it in one big family. They've excluded themselves from the greater black community. They've excluded themselves from certified black society. They've made it clear that they want to be over there and we over here. But then when it come down to where the race is gonna go, I represent all y'all. No, you represent the coons. And you go over there to motherfucking coon land and we gonna stay over here on certified land. And if you cross that line, then race regulators gonna get you. And that's how the fuck you gotta handle them. And don't let them hit you with that bullshit charity shit either. That's another myth. And that shit was exposed back in the fucking 90s. I remember motherfuckers used to be talking about, and I was a young man, young, and motherfuckers used to talk about, well, you know, charity, and that shit got exposed. That shit's tax write-offs, and them motherfuckers ain't doing nothing. And the same time, when they talk that charity bullshit, because charity is the biggest motherfucking myth ever. You got people who don't give a damn about regular folks who would step over a poor body if it was laying in the street. They don't give a fuck about them, but they running around here acting like they care so much about the people. They don't give a fuck about the people. Charity was exposed as tax write-offs and a big-ass facade that never really got to the regular person. And there's some shit that look good, sound good, but ain't good. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll have all these little scholarship funds. But here's the thing. Their scholarship funds are never for poor people who need it. Their scholarship funds are always for uppity-ass people. They'll go help somebody who already has the help, but they won't ever go down to the projects or to the hood and help out black folks. You understand what I'm talking about? Where the fuck are the back to school programs? Where the fuck are any of the things that really matter to the people? They don't ever present them. They don't ever fucking present them. These motherfuckers have billions of dollars and don't do shit. I know black folks on Twitter that do more things. Black folks who are regular middle class people have set up GoFundMe pages that have done more than all these fucking billionaires. You got these black billionaires and millionaires and ain't did shit significant. And you got black folks that I know personally on Twitter that done donated more money. How's the poor person donate more money than the rich person? How's the GoFundMe page helping more than the motherfucker with $1 billion in his bank account? That's the shit I'm talking about. That's what happens when you're dealing with the Sam-Boule. And that's why we running their ass off the motherfucking block and out the motherfucking club, point blank. And if you look at all the money they've got and you look at all the power they've got, what the fuck have they ever done to challenge supremacy? You shouldn't even have to think. You should off the top of your head be able to rattle off 100 different things. But you can't think of one motherfucking thing they've ever done to challenge supremacy because they're gatekeepers of supremacy. They can put on that jacket, they can put on that costume, that mask, but they don't do shit to go against supremacy because they support it. What have they supported? Let's talk about it. They supported the crime bill, affirmative action. They hate people like Dr. Claude because Dr. Claude talks about regular black economics that we can all benefit from. Us putting our money together. And they don't want us to put our money together. Oh, they hate people like Dr. Claude. Dr. Claude teaches us how we as a people can collectively get our money up and empower ourselves. And they don't want to see us empowered because they want to be the only Negro in the room. They want to be the only Negro in the room. And deep down inside, they don't never want the field Negro to have something. They don't ever want the certified to have something. They don't ever want the B1 to have something. They'll go around all day long and say, I'm down to help you. Let me create a scholarship. Bullshit. They'll go around all day long and say, let me write some charity money. Bullshit. They'll go around all day long and talk about how they're down to help out the black community, but they don't do a goddamn thing because really, they do not want the black community to be empowered. No, because that fucks up their relationship with the dominant society. Because eventually, the dominant society is going to say, gatekeeper, Boule, why ain't y'all keeping them broke black folks in check? Why ain't you keeping them middle class black folks in check? You supposed to tell them to sit down and pick up their motherfucking pants because that's their whole job. Their whole job is to tell us that supremacy doesn't hold us back. We're just dumb, stupid, and can't manage our money. That's the thing. That's what they're here to do. And what are their political issues? Where do they stand? Tell me, where the fuck does the Boule stand on mass incarceration? Silence. Where the fuck do they stand on Breonna Taylor? Silence. George Floyd? Silence. Ahmaud Arbery? Silence. They don't say shit. Where do they stand on regentrification? Silence. There's not one major issue that affects all black people that they stand on, that they do something about. They're still on some Boule shit, writing charity and drinking Chardonnay. They don't represent the real ones. They don't represent nobody in certified black society. They're counterfeits. The same way you got a counterfeit who's running around these motherfucking streets is the same way you got these counterfeits who are in the Sam-Boule. That's all. And every last black politician is a fucking Sam-Boule. Every last one of them. Sambo, Boule, Sam-Boule, fuck them all. I'm feeling good right now. We're breaking it down. Let's take it even further. Let's take it even further, family. Already. Who are the people that the Boule hates the most? The black grassroots. Who are the people that the Boule wants to prevent from being empowered? The black grassroots. Who are the people that the Boule wants to stop from having achievement, success. The black grassroots. Once again, the black Boule was created by the dominant society to stop the black grassroots from gaining influence. Because if the black grassroots ever has any type of influence on a major grand scale, shit gonna change. That's where we are right now. That's why the Democratic Party's running around saying, oh, they asking for tangibles now. They're asking for resources and reparations. Now, who do you think created that subject? We did, black grassroots. Anytime a black person achieves anything in this country is because the black grassroots pushed it. Trust me, it ain't because the Boule. We create the narrative, we push the line, and we present the policies. The black grassroots is the biggest threat to this country. Another word for black grassroots, B1, certified black society, foundational black Americans. That represents the true to life black person. The same black person that I sat here and talked about, get it out the mud, gets it off the muscle, works hard, 9 to 5, takes care of their family, holds their community down. That is the black grassroots. And the Boule is a direct stifler of the black grassroots. And you could take it all the way back. They created the Boule back in the early 1900s to stop the Marcus Garvey movement. And if you want to go further back than that, they created the slave Boule to stop free black folks from taking over the plantation the same way they try to stop certified black Americans from collecting what's ours. It's the same name, the same game. And they would put them in colleges. That's what they like to do. They would put them in colleges and make them uppity, and that was a breeding grounds. Let's create them. And then all of a sudden, these black Boule people say, do you have $500,000? What home are you from? I'm telling you, these are the most uppity motherfuckers in the world. And they don't want anybody in who's off the block. They don't want anybody in who's regular. They have a very strict way on how you can get in. You got to make this much money. You got to denounce your own community. You got to act like a W. You got to speak like a W. You got to get good grades. You got to act all elite and all uppity and all upper class. If your parents don't make this much money, you can't come in. If you didn't go to this type of school, you can't come in. If you're from this particular background, you're not welcome. Stay on the outside. Their whole demeanor is anti-black. These are anti-black blacks. They don't like any black person who's regular. They want to keep everything up there with the uppity black elite culture, shit that the average black person don't fuck with, and we'll run them straight out. Tupac said it best. He said, to all the sellouts living it up, one way or another, you be giving it up. And that's their worst motherfucking nightmare. That they little 1% gonna get bumped the fuck off when they see us walking. That's why the average black person represented more things like the Black Panther Party. These were foundational black Americans with afros and leather coats. That's who the average black person related to. The average black person relates to the Black Alpha Network. We speak real, we speak direct. We talk like your mama, like your daddy, like your uncle, like your grandpa. We talk like the people in Houston, the people in Dallas, San Antonio. We talk like the people in Savannah. We talk like the people in Detroit, Wisconsin. We talk like the black folks from Brooklyn, the black folks from Baltimore, Philly, Indianapolis, Mississippi. That's who we talk like. My black folks in Florida, that's how we speak. And that Boule shit does not resonate with the people. And that Boule shit does not reach the people. We reach the people. We are the real black grassroots. We are the true representatives of black life, black soul, and black society. And that's why we go way further than them. Because we speak that real shit that black people feel. Not that cartoon black, not that fantasy black, not that made up motherfucker that they put on TV. We talk like the black folks at the summer barbecue. That's how we talk, you know what I'm saying? We talk like the black folks who keep it real all the goddamn time. Our energy is too live, you know what I'm saying? They cannot control us. They walk around here all day kissing the dominant society's ass. We walk around here all day putting out that black soul. So you already know we gonna win. And it's a real strong thing going on right now. It's a real strong thing. You see how right here on the Black Alpha Network, I got 2 middle fingers up and I'm saying fuck the Boule? That's where we are today. Because this era, young folks included, are saying fuck y'all, fuck your money. We don't sit here no more and sit there and look at these Phil Huxtable motherfuckers. Nah, they don't have influence anymore. They don't have influence. The church doesn't have influence no motherfucking more. These entertainers ain't got influence no more. These fake motherfuckers who have been running that con game on us have all been framed and exposed and ran the fuck up off the block. That term, running motherfuckers off the block, throwing them out the club, that shit is new. And these Sambo motherfuckers ain't got that type of energy no more. They don't have the influence. There used to be a time where they come around and dictate and wag their finger. Every time they wag their finger at a certified black person, there's a certified black person like me who checked their ass for it. No longer are the days where they used to do that shit. And black folks be like, okay, Phil Huxtable. I'm sorry, Phil Huxtable. I'll be quiet. That shit don't go on. That shit don't go on. Anytime they violate, we demonstrate. Because this is a new era, and this new era don't give a fuck about you trying to act like a royal princess. We don't give a fuck about you going to college. We don't give a fuck about your Phil Huxtable. Only thing we give a fuck about is black empowerment B1 style. And like I've always said right here on the Black Alpha Network, bang them notifications, smash that subscribe, hit that like button. Love y'all. But like I've always said, if it ain't B1, it ain't me. If it ain't certified, it ain't me. I operate the same way everybody else operates. I don't have a special set of rules that black folks gotta apply, that black folks gotta live by, that don't nobody else have to live by. Fuck that. If everybody else is self first, I'm self first, second, third, and infinity. No, I ain't helping you because I'm too busy being black. Guarantee that shit all the way around. So no, I represent B1 society where we all stick together, we stay strong, we do not hate on each other, nobody's above anybody, each one teach one, and we all reach one. That's where we come from. We represent the people who are out there getting it for real. We represent the people who work together. That's how you gotta be with your people. Anything other than that is bullshit. I ain't gonna have no black person running around here looking at the dominant society and then trying to pull dominant society shit on us. That don't sit right with me, and that don't sit right with my B1 riders. Because these are those people that think supremacy went away with their success. That's what they are. They think supremacy and anti-black racism disappeared the more successful they get. They may have started off a long time ago talking about some, man, this is hard on black folks. Motherfucker get $2 and all of a sudden, well, you know, it ain't that bad now. I seen it. I done seen people who are out here talking about how hard it is in the streets and how there's so much prejudice, and they ass get one fucking promotion, then they turn into the, well, it ain't that bad now. Or motherfucker get a new job title and, well, you know, we need to do better. Move into a new neighborhood and it's, well, you know, all lives do matter. They could always dangle that motherfucking carrot in front of these motherfuckers, give them a little something, and that's what happens. And speaking of these boule motherfuckers, we're gonna talk about Kamala Harris. Yes, indeed, Kamala Harris. We're gonna talk about this woman because she done been off the rocker for a long time, and ain't nobody really checked her or put her in her place, but y'all know how FBA do. Y'all know how we do. We don't let nothing slide. We don't let nothing go. You come around here, you violate, we gonna demonstrate. And she been violating and talking crazy and reckless to the black community for a long time. And we all know that we got a bunch of Sambos and coons. They like that shit. They like getting talked down to. They like being inferior. They like getting put in their place. And they like making excuses. Certified blacks, we don't do none of that shit. We let motherfuckers know how they gonna talk to us, and we let motherfuckers know what will and will not be tolerated. And I'll tell you what will not be tolerated. That's anybody coming at FBA sideways. Because if you come at FBA sideways, then the race regulators gonna get you. And that's what we're gonna do right here today. Let's talk about Kamala Harris. Y'all heard the clip out there. No, listen, no, here we go. Yeah, nah. Or excuse me, sister girl Kamala. We're gonna talk about her. We're gonna talk about her because every other goddamn weekend she put on her sister girl jacket, come and talk down to black folks, and then take that motherfucker off and become another race later. That's it. That's her whole gimmick. That's her whole arrangement. That's everything she does. At least when it came to Barack Obama, he knew he was gonna have to be black all day. Now he may have been a black coon, but he was gonna have to stay black. Kamala Harris, oh, she jumped in and out like she playing hopscotch. Straight up and down. She in and out, in and out. She jumped in and out the black culture so goddamn fast, you don't know who she is. She's one of these I want to be a Karens. Because deep down inside, that's who she really relates to, and that's really who she is. She's not a black woman, by no means, no means. And we don't have to break it down. We know damn well what a sister is, and we know damn well what a brother is. We know how black men and women act, how we talk, our culture, our core, our energy, our vibration. Don't let nobody run around here and act like blackness just can't be understood. What is black? I don't know what black is. I can't tell you. Every other goddamn group, culture on this planet Earth is defined clearly, and everybody will admit it. But when it comes to foundational black Americans, they want to keep us undefined. Why do they want to keep us undefined? So they can come in and they can try to con us with their bullshit. See, when you got a bunch of motherfuckers who don't have a definition, then you can exploit them. So they hate black Americans having a defined culture, having a real defined energy, having a real defined thought process, and having a real defined core that we all relate to. Because it's in us. It's all our culture and it's all our soul. They cannot tell me that us B1s right here, everybody listening, everybody down with the Black Alpha Network, they cannot tell me that we is not family. They cannot tell me because I see the way we talk, I see the way we walk, the way we communicate, the way we relate to each other. I could say something and y'all catch it immediately. You can say something and I'll catch it immediately. So I don't give a fuck what they try to say and how they try to separate us, because that's their main plan, is to divide us. Get one true black person going this way and one true black person going that way and keep us on two different pages. But unfortunately for them, that shit don't work. Because when you are family, like we are, when you on the same wave, the same page, the same grind, the same hustle with the same muscle, like we are, we cannot be separated. And the Boule hates that, because there's been other black people who have held this down. Oh yeah, there's been other black people who've had all the money and all the power and did not sell out the black community. They held us down from day one all the way to the end. Let's talk about people who had money who never fell for that shit. And I'll give you two off the top of my mind, and there's plenty more. Johnny Cochran, Muhammad Ali. Those were two people that were the kings of their profession. I'm talking about the highest of the motherfucking highs of their profession. And they still represented the black folks at the bottom. They didn't turn into these uppity snob motherfuckers. They didn't walk around here saying, well, you know, I've got this and you don't have it, and pick up your pants and pick yourself up by the bootstraps, and racism isn't bad, it's our decisions. They didn't turn into none of that shit. As a matter of fact, they used to ride on motherfuckers like that. Muhammad Ali was at the highest pinnacle of his profession, greatly regarded as the best boxer of all time. And he was still riding for black folks. They said, well, you can come in through this door. He said, no, I'm going in through the door. All my people got to go in. Johnny Cochran, well, you can come on in here. Nah, fuck that. I'm going in here with my people. What did Johnny Cochran do? Johnny Cochran got Tupac Shakur's godfather, Geronimo Pratt, out of prison. A Black Panther. Got him out of jail. Straight up. You know goddamn well none of these motherfuckers would do that. As a matter of fact, Barack Obama was the president, and he put out a goddamn reward for Assata Shakur, Tupac Shakur's auntie. Think about that. Johnny Cochran got Geronimo Pratt out of prison. Barack Obama put a reward out for Assata Shakur. You see the difference? One motherfucking Sam-Boule, one person was certified black. Real motherfucking talk. So you can see the difference. And you know that's what we do right here. We frame it. If a motherfucker can't see it clear, trust me, when you done listening to the Black Alpha Network, you gonna see that shit crystal clear. We gonna put it for you in X-ray vision, high definition, because that's how we kick the motherfucking facts, live and direct. Take the same thing with Muhammad Ali. He could have went around and did anything. He could have went to Vietnam. He could have said, well, I support the war and I support America. He would have went to Vietnam and danced and did a bunch of shows, and America would have loved him. They loved him, actually. They loved that man. And then what happened? Cassius Clay became Muhammad Ali. He started sticking up for black people worldwide. All of a sudden they hated him. And he still rolled for black people. If you don't believe me, go back and listen to anything he said. He was a live wire. Held black folks down to the core. Johnny Cochran was trying to get reparations for black people. And he went and gathered other B1s to push that agenda. Yeah, you can have all the power and still be black first. All this shit where you gotta get money and sell out your people, that's for the suckers. So you can have money, you can have success, you can have every motherfucking thing. And when you got all that and you still ride for your people, that's when black folks, certified B1s, respect you. Because you got a lot of these I'm a coon victims running around here. Like that chump you was just listening to a little bit ago. I just once bad us. I'm not bad. I get called all types of names. Why? Because I once bad us? They try to do this fake little game where it's like, I'm not a Sambo, y'all just hating on me. I'm not a coon, y'all just hating on me. I'm not a treasonous, y'all just jealous. Newsflash, baby. We can't be jealous of somebody we already better than, and we better than you. See how that shit flip? They think that they on top. Come to find out, they on the motherfucking bottom, and we win all the time. Not some of the time, all the time. Every motherfucking day, our own way. So all these All Lives Matters and blackface, all these Sam-Boules, Coon-Boules, gatekeepers, you know all the names, you see them, you're making the list, you're checking the motherfucking twice. All of them who have any type of smoke for black society, ain't got none for the dominant society, but come at us. Any motherfucker who run around here and thinks this is 1906 or 1802 or your college fraternity and all that, there's only one real alpha in this motherfucker, and that's the Black Alpha Network. And there's only one society, and that's certified black society. So when the smoke clears and the dust settles, all these motherfuckers find out the same thing that we've known the whole motherfucking time. What is that? That the house Negro could never fuck with the field Negro, the same way that the Boule can never fuck with the certifieds. B1 and done. Checkmate. But yeah, that was another episode of the Black AlphaCast, man. It was good chopping it up with y'all today, as always. We living super good over here. Everybody in B1 society, everybody in certified black society, we holding it down. FBA, Foundational Black Americans. We keep pushing this line. It don't stop. So for everybody out there that think we gonna stop, and everybody out there who think B1 gonna get tired out, or we gonna fall for the games, and we gonna make the same mistakes motherfuckers made in the past, ain't happening. If you think the Boule motherfuckers is gonna shut us down, ain't gonna happen. And if you think the Democrat, Republican, dominant society gonna do any goddamn thing to us, ain't motherfucking happening. We right here stronger than ever. And let me say this too. Feel happy about this. Feel happy that every single day that you wake up for the rest of your life, these motherfuckers have less and less power. They used to have more control, they used to have more influence, but now when you wake up every goddamn day, the sun is shining through your motherfucking window pane, it's because the Sam-Boule have been ran the fuck off the block, and when they talk, don't nobody listen. So if you could ever take some type of solace, some type of enjoyment from a situation, enjoy that these motherfuckers is out of here. That shit make me happy. I walk around this motherfucker smiling, because I know we done put in work, and when we do run motherfuckers off the block, it is true. It does happen. When we do toss motherfuckers out the club, it is true. It does happen. We can really target motherfuckers who be on that bullshit, and we can get them up out of here. They don't control nothing. They not gonna sit here and just dominate us for years. Too many black folks think motherfuckers is just gonna always play games on us and hustle us and con us. We can't do nothing about it. Man, shit. We could flip this whole motherfucking country upside down. The Democratic Party running their games, benign neglect, we could flip that shit upside down. You already see now, they gotta come up with all these plans and shit. They didn't have to do that yesterday. They gotta do that shit today though. Why? It's because today we in the motherfucking field. Same with the Boule. Same with all these church pastors motherfuckers who run that same old game. They can't run that shit no more like they used to because we done stepped in. So get it right. When I say we stronger than ever, we stronger than ever. We got complete power. And if we see somebody doing wrong and we deem somebody off code, we gonna regulate them, and we got the power, the smarts, the wits to do it. Ain't that great? Gotta love it. Like we always do right here. Y'all know we laugh, we joke, we chop it up, we engage, we go back and forth, we put our minds together, we build, we empower, we do every single thing that's gonna uplift true to life black people, because we are all we got. Black folks been saying that shit for years, but it's even more potent right now, and we all got a good grip on it, so we not gonna stop. Y'all know I always leave with some positive shit, you know, because there's a lot of negativity outside these doors. There's a lot of negativity out here in this world, but ain't nothing better than being with your people. So as y'all all celebrate the end of the year, going into the next year, and the next year, the summertime, spring, winter, whenever the fuck we rock, and anytime we get together, make sure that you celebrate those who are around you. Don't go where you tolerate it, go where you celebrate it. And if you find yourself next to another B1, understand that energy right now cannot be touched. I promise you that. I guarantee you that all the way around. I salute y'all, all my brothers, sisters, kings, queens, goddess, and gods. Make sure y'all subscribe, and I'm gonna ride with y'all forever, for life, our way. Yes, indeed. All right, man, y'all take a good one. The best part about waking up black is another day to be black and excellent, and black is beautiful, and beautiful is black.